Welcome to SIssues. We are two sisters with issues and a need to work them out, and we're inviting you along for the ride.
Here we are taking the big things we have in common. Our love for Outlander, inappropriate humor, and why people do the things they do. Mix this up with our dirty lady mo's, and this podcast is born.
But don't worry, we'll explore other issues too.
Because when you have sisters, you have issues. If you are easily offended or don't appreciate the creative use of colorful Canadian cursive language, this is not the podcast for you.
Well, hello, Cher.
Hey, Stinky. How you doing?
I'm doing great. You know what I'm so excited for?
I think I can guess. It's season 3.
I'm so excited. Outlander rewatch.
I don't even know what that's from, but I just made it up in my head.
You know what? I've been having such a shitty day. I am now looking forward to this. Isn't that funny? Outlander bringing me a little bit of joy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been having a pretty crappy day myself, but you can hear it in my voice, guys. This is not this is not COVID. Shut your mouth, people. I've got some thyroid issues, and when those kick into gear, because I also have some massive estrogen issues, doesn't sound like it, does it? But I go into the mode of, Granny just smoked 85 cigarettes and this is her voice, or, 1-800, come talk to me.
Okay, I was going to say that you have like that Demi Moore raspy voice, not the whole 80-year-old cigarette smoking.
Well, it's either way. So this is how I'm going to sound for our little podcast today. So enjoy.
Well, I definitely think we have some SIssues going on today. That's for sure.
Yep. And they might come out every now and then. You never know. I have a feeling they're going to pop up every now and then.
Yeah, I think frequently is probably the correct word.
Right? But that's what this is all about. This is our therapy, whether people know it or not. I mean, yes. I pay extra on the side for some other stuff. Because I need a professional, let's face it. But this is some extra, this extra does me good. It really does. So
I just go hide in closets, so I'm good.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you need professional help.
No, not at all. Alrighty, guys, we'll make sure that you get your episode 1 of season 3 ready to go. It's called The Battle Joined. Woohoo, so excited. Alrighty, Miss Cher, you want to take us
So you're going to go through until you get to where the music starts, guys. So you want to skip over that recap and right before the music goes. So you're around 47 seconds in, and then I'm going to count you down. When I get to 1, you're going to hit You're going to hit pray. You're going to hit pray for your lives, because we're taking you down. All right. Yeah. So 3, 2, 1. And then sing me a song.
I guess I should turn this volume down in my head a little bit. Holy cow.
The volume down in your head. That's what we have to do today.
Well,
all those voices going on.
Besides the voices in my head, I have the soundtrack on nice and loud in my head, and then I have you talking, and then I have that thing in my head talking. It's like there are way too many people in there today.
And again, we have different music playing than we had last season.
Yeah, exactly. And then a little hint of what's going to happen in this episode.
I love listening to the new transition music that Bear comes up with.
Yes.
And then I also love looking for the new visuals as well. Oh, what's that? Somebody's cranking something into somebody's skull. Who could that be?
I don't know.
Is that looking over the...
I always like to see, oh, I remember where that scene came from. Oh, I remember where that scene came from.
Yep. When they finally get this, when we finally discover what they're from.
Yeah. Oh, I already got goosebumps.
Right?
I already got goosebumps. For me, out of all of them, all of the seasons so far, I don't know why, but this one kind of hit me the hardest. It seemed like so much happened in this season.
Yeah. There was a lot. There was a lot. And yeah, the way this one opened with, this was heavy.
Yeah.
And not just because there was bodies on top of bodies. And then we saw that one. We're like, oh my God, is that Rupert? And, you know, like, it's like, oh, who's
and they're all
like,
Scots,
and you're trying,
though.
Yeah, those are all Scots. And then you're thinking, oh my God, is that Murtaugh? And you're just trying to figure out who's who. And it's just, it's gut wrenching to see all of these men. Like, look at them as far as you can see. And the redcoats just kind of kicking them around and like just dragging people, like kicking, like, and
making sure they're dead, and then taking anything out of their sporran, all of their swords and weapons.
Yeah.
You know what? No wonder, you know, so much history was lost. And, you know, those swords there, you know, they were passed down, you know,
generations.
over these. Yeah, exactly. And then they're just gone, you know? And where did they go? Like, did they get melted down, you know?
Yep, probably. Yeah. Oh, and yikes.
Look at the makeup. Like, he looks like he's almost starving there. You know what I mean? Like, his features are so prominent.
Yeah.
And he does, I don't know what it is, the makeup department and how he's portrayed. Like, it just looks like he's dying.
Yep. Which was, I'm sure, what they were going for.
Yeah, of course. But they made like his eyes a little bit.
Yeah. They look a little bit more sunken into his face, and
lashes are gone a little bit more. You know.
Yeah. Gaunt.
Yeah, exactly. Filling up the bags full of dirt.
Yeah. Like, try not to move too much there, boo. I think, you know, having this red coat on top of him, of course, we're not quite sure who it is. We can all guess who it is.
Right. And I was actually surprised that they left him there because he was the only red coat left on the field. You know, which surprised me. You know, they just walked right over him and just left him.
Yeah. Well, we don't know if he was the only red coat left on the field because it's not that they didn't scan it enough that we could see that he was the only one there. I mean, it was the only one that we saw.
Yeah.
There might have been a few left underneath other people and stuff like that. So not 100% sure he is the only one.
Yeah. I love that. I love how they keep taking us back to what happened. I think they did such a great job of, you know, this is how it ended up, but, you know, this is what led up to it, right?
And he's not pretending to be dead. Like, he's not even thinking I should pretend to be dead so they don't kill me. He's like waiting to die.
Yeah.
Like, that was what he went there to do, was to die.
Yeah, exactly. Mock me.
Look, you're a little turd and your wig is frizzy as hell and I'm mocking you. You little poop stain. Oh my god.
Can you imagine running into cannons that are heading your way and you still keep going? Like, that takes some kind of
They were in a tent doing that. They were in a tent. A big fucking tent.
That's crazy.
And can you imagine? Graham McTavish was so pissed off that he didn't get to do that.
Yeah. No, I understand that.
Oh my goodness.
It's knowing. But you know what? At least look at I just can't get over the bodies. Yeah. How many extras that took to do, right?
Yep.
And you had to make up almost all of them with blood on them.
Yep. And costume. Oh, that part where he's holding her.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Can you imagine? He was holding her when he made her go through, and then all of a sudden not to have her there.
Yep.
Like, that's just mind blowing to me.
Yeah. and just holding her
Yeah.
shawl against his face.
Aw, now he
He's
looks
so
sad.
sad. Ugh,
Jamie's no coward, that's for sure.
no, no.
Diversion.
Oh yeah,
my
that's
gosh.
exactly what it is. It's a diversion. Yeah, you're gonna die in this version of Culloden.
Yeah.
You stupid shit.
Yeah. I bet you that little squeaker is squeaking. I bet you he's not feeling so brave right now. Mock me.
Uh-huh. Yeah, his friggin' butthole's clenched as hard as it can clench.
Yeah, I don't see him running into that battle saying, "I must
Nope.
lead you."
Mm-hmm.
No.
Nope, not at all.
Excuse me while I run away and dress in a woman's dress.
Uh-huh. Look at these little kids. Like they're
And that's
a
all
couple
they
of
are.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, 14 maybe.
Yeah.
Here. This is
I love this part.
Me too.
Just hit him with some grass and smother him.
This is how vegans attack.
Yeah.
It's squish grass deep into your throat.
Yeah, exactly.
God. Well, that's the thing. You take whatever you can. Oh, look.
Oh, it
Hi, Murta. Enjoying a whiskey. Yep, that's what he's doing. Yep. Oh, right in the belly.
You're welcome. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good.
My boys. Pick them up and let them go. Ugh. Good
Just
God.
utter chaos, you know? Like, there's no rhyme, no reason. And these guys are taking time to light fires so they can see in the dark.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Oh, my God. Yep, this was all done in a tent where they were doing the big battle of Culloden. It's just, and so you know how much visual aids are done in this, how much CGI, but can you pick out any of it? You can't. It's so intense and it's so beautifully done. This took so much choreography.
Yeah.
That it's just, did you hear me?
I know. I heard you.
And I didn't even get any goobers on my microphone. And the way they keep on changing the coloring and the tempo, but the coloring was changed for this very moment in time.
I love that he's staring him down.
I love that he got ripped off that horse by a bunch of people. That was just, he's like, this is it.
The moment both have been waiting for.
Mm-hmm. Jamie a little bit more than douchebag Blackjack.
Go get him, Jamie. Go get him.
He ran in. He's like, their eyes met across a crowded field.
Yeah, exactly. I'm surprised that Jack didn't reach out and try and kiss him.
I know, right?
That's what I was truly expecting.
And if that would have happened, I think that Jamie would have bit his nose off, gone in Mike Tyson style and just bit his ear. Like, just no fucking way. Not this time, buddy. Oh, that hurt a lot. That's one of the big scars that he carries.
This is the one that he thinks he's going to die from, right?
Yeah. That's the one that Jenny went and poured boiling hot water into to kill the infection.
Jeez.
Yep. Oh, right in the belly.
But this I don't understand. I don't understand, how he could still keep going.
Yeah, because
after that. I know.
Men are stubborn.
Well, and it's just pure adrenaline that they're running off of, right? And they'll keep going on that adrenaline until they're done, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, see, look at them, both of them. Like, seriously, Jamie's leg is so fucked.
Yeah.
His arm, And
I
Jack's
think
like,
he just wants one last touch before he dies.
I said, just kiss me one last time, Jimmy. Just
then-
one last, just let me rest my head on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go bedtime. Let's go sleepy. Let's just lie here and die together. Oh, look, he's holding his dragonfly in amber.
Not dragonfly and hamburger.
I
It's
said amber.
dragonfly.
I said amber. I never want
Dragonfly
to get
and
a drink.
hamburger.
I don't want
It's
to ever
not-
get that.
It's not a good recipe. I don't recommend it.
No. Crickets, maybe.
Aw, this part where he sees the wabbit.
Yep. Hear the wabbit. Hear the wabbit.
Oh, the wabbit in the snow.
Let it go, let it go, let it go. Yep, that rabbit has been in it since the first episode of Claire listening to music. That was rabbit music. And then that rabbit is just kind of signifies the relationship all the way through Brianna and everything.
See,
So-
now I was worried when we saw Claire. I'm like, oh, is he seeing her and thinking that he's gonna, is he gonna die?
Yeah.
Is he gonna die? Is that why he's seeing Claire?
Uh-huh.
And then when all of a sudden she turned to Rupert, it's like, okay, that wasn't what happened. But she looks so pretty with her hair down, all dressed in white.
Yep. And she doesn't look cold at all.
No.
It's just one more time that she came to him.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
I love his face when he realizes it's Rupert.
Yep.
Oh, damn it.
He's like, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
Dude, you look nothing like her.
Yeah, exactly. And it's good of Rupert to still want to help him after him seeing, him kill Dougal, right?
Right,
So
right. He was like,
that's
gonna
his
damn
chicken.
you to hell, buddy.
Yeah,
He was gonna damn you
exactly.
to hell. And he's like, but no.
I love that Jamie says, I can drink you under the table.
And there's the dragonfly and amber that Claire saw in the museum.
Yep, exactly.
I would have stolen it. I would have stolen it.
Right?
I totally would have stolen
so
it.
surprised that she left it there.
I know it was encased in something, but still. I've been like, that's mine. Got that for my wedding gift.
I love this apartment, this house. You know what I mean? Like, it's just huge. And I love the floor to ceiling windows. And
The Boston apartment. That one's another one of John Gary Steele's favorites that he did.
yeah.
And
Well, and they're trying to be cordial and, start of a new life together. And
yeah.
this part I didn't quite get. Well, the lady of the house sighs it does. Okay. Well, that's a little fancy talk for me. Okay, it can be your office. That's the translation.
Yep. It's just kind of like, well, that's the way you're going to put it, then that's the way it's going to be, I guess.
Yeah. So that's a fancy kitchen window, eh?
Yeah, all these old appliances and gas
So cool.
range and
I wonder, I know she's, putting on a front. We know that, but, I wonder how much of her time is absorbed thinking about Jamie, because she said that she was mad at him for a very long time.
well, for sending her back. She didn't, but the thing is that, what would she have done? Like, well, I suppose, but he intended to die.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Exactly.
Well, they got a little bit of furniture in there. I think our grandparents used to have a couch like that.
Yeah.
I remember the chair. And blue was also a very big color. I think we used to have that in the farmhouse.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about the farmhouse really.
Because you were really little.
I was tiny.
You was very little.
But all of that wood, that carved wood, and see her having enough of that damn stove
Yeah.
to cook on, gonna do what she's used to doing.
Yeah.
And to, like let's be honest, Claire's not really one for being a homemaker.
No. She doesn't spend her afternoons cleaning and baking and things like that. So she's just going back to what she's known for the last few years, right? And this girl, okay. Yeah. Susie Homemaker.
Yep.
She definitely portrays that era very well.
Yes.
Yeah. Leave the trunk open. Nah. No. And it's so funny that she still did this, even though this stranger is now in her home.
Well,
she still needs to get supper on the table.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what she wants to do.
Yeah.
She's also doesn't really care what people think. So
exactly.
You know,
I don't think she ever really did.
Nope. Nope.
One of her specialties.
Exactly. Yeah. She's like, don't really give a shit.
Yeah. Never thought about it that way. Well,
Right.
because she's not thinking the same way that Claire is, right? Claire's like, well, what do you mean? And should I think about what he wants?
I know he wants to eat when he gets home, so it's got to be cooked, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this was her first introduction as to, oh my God, here we go again. You know, like this is the era I'm living in now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And even though she had that in the past as well, she also had gotten through what people expected of her. Because, you know, at first they expected her to be what she was supposed to be, but then she kind of kicked down the door on the healer. Yeah. So those things aren't kind of expected of me because I'm the healer and people expect me to be outside of that box.
I think she's even more repressed now.
Right.
As far as, you know, being able to do what it is she wants to do. Because back then she just went and did it anyway. That's what got her in all that trouble.
Right, exactly. And she had Jamie standing behind her, you know, not allowing her, but encouraging it. And, you know, sometimes she'd get a kick in the pants, but at the same time, she did have everybody, you know, okay, well, that's Claire.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. She did make it through that adjustment phase. And well, right now she's still kind of pushing through that.
Yeah. So now they're all in the barn. Anybody that they could find.
Yeah.
And they were in the barn for a couple of days, weren't they, before they got caught?
Yeah. In the book anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I hate it that, you know, all these guys, you know, get shot. It's sad. Mm-hmm. You know, I would have hoped for a better ending for Rupert, you know, because he's been through so much. Yeah. And now it's just the fact, oh, you caught me. Okay, bang.
Yeah. But he also went out with such dignity.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, they were there for a few days. And the thing is that all the guys that they found on the field were in a pretty bad way.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think this parallel in this episode was kind of intelligently written.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because they have these guys that are stuck in this barn, like just able to move, know they're caught.
Yeah.
Don't know what's coming. The only thing that they can look forward to is death. And And, Claire is caught. She's stuck. She doesn't know what's coming.
No, and right now, women were there for show. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Not for an opinion, because heaven forbid you should have one of those.
Oh, heaven forbid you be smarter.
Right.
Than anyone else.
Yeah.
And let's face it, Claire's smarter than the dick cheese that talks to her right here.
Yeah. They picked a good actor for this, though, because he
pompous little turd.
Yeah,
with glasses.
Exactly. Yeah.
And oh my God, Claire, you read?
I love the look at the women's faces. Like, she's talking. I don't understand what's happening.
Right. And she read something? Why is she telling them that she read something?
Exactly. He looked at his wife like, I hope you're not going to say anything.
Yeah. I hope you didn't read.
Yeah. Oh my God. This whole part just makes me want to rage.
I know, it makes me want to knock his glasses off his face, pour his drink over his head.
Let me tell you, Karen.
Right? Yep. Tighten your bow tie really tight.
Yeah, exactly.
Till you turn blue. And then the look on, and I love how Kat played it too, is where she was like breathing really deeply and just kept on, like you just see that she's just seething.
Pitching in.
But her breathing is coming straight from her chest, right? Yeah. Like just.
And you have to give her credit because she held it in for Frank's sake. I know that she did,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. She's like grabbing his hand. Hold me back, bro.
Yeah. And he knows, look at his face. He does that swallow. It's like, oh God, please don't, please don't, please don't.
Yep. It's like, yeah. She's like, that's what that was. Hold me back. I'm going to go. She doesn't fucking care.
No, exactly. And Frank, I don't know if he's waiting for her to explode because she's not saying anything. He keeps looking, glancing at her. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's just like, she's gonna fucking say something. I know she is. Bunch of tits.
Because I wonder if she was truly a lot like that before. You know what I mean? I wonder if they have ever encountered, that where she is so opinionated, right. Maybe life was just a little bit easier before she went. Well, of course it is before she, went to the dark side, as I like to call it.
Right. Well, I think she was probably she always had opinions.
Of course.
I don't think that she was always quite so adamant.
Right.
About them. I don't think maybe I think she might have been a little bit more diplomatic.
Yeah.
Before. I don't think maybe she was, I think the drop through time might have caused her to be more screamy.
More screamy, yeah. Well, she definitely, and maybe it's just a defense mechanism. She needed to adapt quickly. And, she knew that, she needed to make her place and gain the respect, right? Whereas that's not quite as extreme and necessary where she was from.
Right. Yeah.
So.
And because she would, and I think being in the war also did that to her.
Yes.
So as those things, like, they developed that side of her personality as she grew. So I'm not sure Frank always got that side of her. So I think Frank got at the start, it was a little bit more of a, kind of go with the flow kind of Claire. Still, with a lot of spunk and still with a lot of, opinions, but never needed to go that hard on them.
Well, and she wasn't, back, so long from the war before she went back in time, right? Exactly. So Frank didn't see that.
Yep. Exactly. Oh,
Lord Melton.
Yep. Lord Hal, that's Sam Hoare, and that is Lord John's brother. Oh, and here's these two young boys. Doesn't matter how young you are, boys.
So is it because he's called Lord Melton and not, of course, Grey? Is it because he's the firstborn son?
I believe. I'm not sure how that all works.
Yeah,
well, and I think it's more of a title than their name.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I think you're right about that. And of course, the title would go to the oldest son.
Yeah,
if I remember.
Yeah,
she looks so pregnant there, eh?
Yeah.
Time sure does fly when you've been back to the future for 2 days.
Yeah, we bounced months here.
Yeah,
months and months.
You probably don't remember. I remember the paper top. It's like a little piece of cardboard with a little tab on it. Yeah, she sniffs it and then puts it down on the table. Like, take it to the sink and rinse it out.
Well,
I was thinking
she might be like, I'll let Frank drink that.
Yeah. Oh, the birdie's singing.
And she's thinking of Jamie.
Yes, she is.
She hears the bird song and she thinks of Jamie.
Can you imagine if it just stood there and took a poop?
She'd probably think of Jamie too.
Yeah.
Because everybody poops.
Yeah, everybody poops.
Even Jamie.
Her hair looks a little disheveled this morning.
Mm-hmm. It looks like the first day that she got up in Castle Leoch, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like a lot like that when she was eating her broth in the morning.
Her hair looks so short. She must have cut it since she came back through the stones because it was longer.
Well, yeah, but when it's like super curly,
it goes shorter.
Goes shorter.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite things that Frank says about the tea bags, paper diaper. Is that how Diana wrote it in the book? Did she call it a paper diaper in the book? I can't remember.
I don't know. I can't recall that. I mean, I remember a lot of things about the books, but I can't remember minute dialogues.
Yeah. I seen the box of cornflakes on the counter behind him. And I was watching the Beverly Hillbillies the other day, like the first original episodes, and they had this whole big Kellogg's cornflakes commercial ad in front of it. It was hilarious.
Good old product placement.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm. Oh, Claire.
Yeah. I just wish she wasn't so cold to him. Like, it looks like they're having a good conversation, right? But, it makes me sad that she pulled so far away from him, like not even letting him touch the baby, right?
Well, he'd have to reach his hand up into her uterus to do that.
Well, I don't mean like tickle tickle. I mean like touch your belly, silly.
Oh, I see. Well, I don't know. I think I'd be still grieving so much that I would still want to keep that mine. I
know, but that, she's there with him.
I get it, but
he could hold her shoulders, but as soon as he went to reach and touch the baby, it's like, no, fuck you.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. I think I would still be like, this is not yours.
Yeah.
I would still, I get what you're saying. And I think maybe it would be, yeah, I think that would be where my head even would be.
Yeah.
Would be to protect this little person and to hold on to this piece of him.
Yeah.
For myself as long as I could. I think I'd even be the horrible person that wouldn't have went back with him.
Yeah. Well, and he's making a really good point here. Again, reaching out for her hand. Yeah. And what does she do? She pulls it friggin' away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she realizes,
Mm-hmm.
they've been back for how long now? He's hasn't even touched her. I'm sure they haven't even been intimate at this point either. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's probably been about, because she was about 3 months pregnant when she came through.
yeah.
So probably about 4 months they've been together.
Well, because she goes into labor later on tonight, right?
Oh, okay. So about
Yeah,
6 months then.
right,
So,
exactly. So 6 months they've been together,
mhm.
putting on a jolly old show, you know.
What was that?
I don't know, but it
That was
was
really
really bad.
bad.
A jolly old show.
Jolly old show.
Jolly old show.
Yeah, but yeah,
Okay, that wasn't my best English accent. So
no,
just give me time. Let me
don't
let
worry
me
about it.
compose myself.
Try not to do that, because the more you think
Never,
about it, the worse you'll do.
never mind. Do I smell smoke? No,
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
oh, that was a good throw.
Yeah, but he's a good ducker.
Yep. It's a good little ducker.
Yeah. Yeah, I think at this point he realizes that things are just not going to be the same.
Hmm.
I think he felt it,
absolutely
but
can't.
no.
They
But
just can't.
I'm sorry, everybody, like a lot of people don't like Frank. I like Frank.
I
He
know.
has done everything he can to
Yeah.
make it better between them.
Yeah. You're a friend of Frank. That's what they call. That's
Yeah.
what they call you online. A friend of Frank.
I am.
I know you are, and that's good. I mean, I like the guy too. However, I don't think it's about Frank for her.
No, it's
It's
not.
just not. It's just
It
not. It's
has
completely separate.
They are living two separate lives, but he doesn't see it that way.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't lost the thing that she truly loved him before, and he's still stuck in what it was, not what it is.
And I think the thing is that the one thing that I missed, I think, about the Claire, the way that she was written in the show, was she said it a couple of times in the books, actually, when she spoke about Frank, was
Mm-hmm.
when she would say, like, even when he died,
Yeah.
he said, "I loved you once."
Yeah.
She would always put that once
Yeah.
in there, and it really made a difference,
Of course.
right? Because it punctuated how much she did love him.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah.
So, but I think I would have been the person who just didn't go back to him.
And I know they keep going back and forth, but they are almost the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Jamie doesn't know what's going to happen. And
Yeah.
right now, Claire doesn't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And everything is kind of tense. And,
Yeah.
So even though they're worlds apart, they still kind of have the same thing going on.
Yeah.
I
love how Rupert just told these kids, he tried to save them, but he couldn't.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have to go out like men here. Even though they're
Frederick McBean.
babies.
I know,
They're
and they
babies. Don't you tell me they're men, people.
They're
don't. Babies.
Yeah.
And never, ever, ever should have been in this situation in the first place.
And I'm surprised that Jamie didn't want to write a letter home. He's just like, no, I just want to die now. It's okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
even
it's because
to Jenny or anything.
I think it's because Claire's gone. And right now he's got nothing left. He feels like he's got nothing left.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's gone.
She is. Well, that was a lot. Like 2 would have been plenty.
Mm-hmm.
I love how they keep asking. You know what? What the heck? I'll go next.
Yeah.
You know what? But I get that it's like Scottish pride, and I get that.
Saving the next guy, and like not having to watch any more people die, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And the thing is that, like it didn't show so much in the show as it did in the books, but, Red Jamie was a big fucking deal. Like
Yes.
he was like a master. He was, not only was he Laird of Lollybrock, he was also, he brought all of his troops with him. They looked up to him. They loved
Yep.
him. You know, he was, like he was somebody that the redcoats were, actively looking for.
Yeah.
They had broadsheets of him. So he was a legend. He was legendary.
Yeah.
And, to have Red Jamie, and that's how he was known, was a big deal. So
Yeah.
everybody did look up to him. And like I said, it wasn't as known in the show that Red
Yeah.
Jamie was like this icon
Yeah.
in Scotland, but
Yeah.
he was. So,
I love this interaction between um, Rupert and Jamie,
yeah.
Mm. And
Oh,
how they believe so much in heaven and the afterlife, eh?
yeah.
They believe so wholeheartedly
Yeah.
about that. And maybe that's what made dying easier for them,
Mm-hmm.
and in your last moments, I think whatever it takes to make it easier for yourself. Believe that.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm glad that they were able to get to that point. Well,
Yes.
Rupert was able to get to that point to be able to save Jamie in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
Because um, Rupert is the one that everybody can thank for,
Yes.
Jamie's survival.
Yeah, exactly. And
And
him, he just, it's like, okay,
he's a
let's get this
badass.
done. He sure is. That's bravery right there,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you know. Even though people try to
Yeah.
keep up, I like that.
Yeah.
But at first they kind of played him off as, when we talked about Lenny and Squiggy,
Yeah.
Angus and Rupert, but in the
Mm-hmm.
end, he was a true soldier,
Yeah, absolutely.
you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. And a good man.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm. Oh, speaking of Squiggy, he died just
I
recently.
know. I was
Yeah.
so sad to see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Oh,
see,
this is
and
so. Ugh.
people are dying around me, and
Mm-hmm.
why aren't I dead yet? You know what I mean? I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
that's going through his head.
Yeah.
I love this part. I love how they shot this because it's kind of getting into the mind of Frank and where he is. And, me too. There, how many nights have I stayed up all night long and all I can hear is everything around me and the voices in my head talking to me. And then
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden it's 6 a.m.
Right. Yeah. It's just the ticking of the clock, the
Yeah.
creaking and the turning on of the furnace and the, you know,
Okay. I can't sleep if there's a dripping tap. I'm getting up and I don't care how long it takes me. I'm fixing it.
uh, that would make me mental.
Yeah, exactly. Those little things I just can't stand.
No, me neither.
And then this is where he decides that he's going to write to the Reverend Wakefield,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I
So
wonder.
he's breaking his own promise. Well, he's
Yes,
breaking the promise that he made Claire make
yes.
by trying to find him.
And I wonder how he got to this point. Like, I wonder what in his head made him do that. Just plain old curiosity.
Well, wanting to know just how crazy she actually is because he didn't believe her, right? Said he didn't believe her.
Yeah.
Said he didn't believe her that she was, 200 years in the
Yeah.
past but all of a
Well,
sudden,
and that's why that's why I always wondered, why didn't they talk about the time that they were both running to the stones and she could hear him? Like, why was that never brought up? Because that would have set her case in point right there. I heard you. You were at the stones calling me.
Mm-hmm.
And then he would have went, whoa, yeah, I was. And I thought I heard you too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, it's hard to believe, but
Mm-hmm.
my Lord. Carried outside, what, prop them up?
Uh-huh. Yep.
I love Alexander. Malcolm Mackenzie Fraser.
And he's like, oh, crap.
Exactly. And then he realizes Red Jamie.
And yep, exactly.
But isn't it funny how, like, promises were kept back then? Yep. You know what I mean?
Well,
like, regardless.
Words of honor. Words of honor meant something.
Yeah.
Now,
whatever.
Somebody says, they put a Post-it note, this is my lunch, don't eat.
Jeez. But it's true, you know, you really don't hear that word ever, honor, you know?
Well, and I think just like now, though, only certain people would keep their word.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sure there was plenty of redcoats that didn't fucking give a shit. And there was just as many other, you know, like just as many Scots that would break their word too. Like, I think it's just a matter of good people and bad people. And there always was and there always will be.
Yeah, exactly. To Jamie's benefit, he has one in a superior position, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm glad, despite the fact that Jamie's injured and, you know, that he still remembered John Grey.
Yeah. And I think it was to his benefit that he did.
Yeah. And he doesn't realize that he doesn't realize it.
Yeah.
Just remembering something, that's all.
And he really, I don't think he cares. I think he wants to die so badly.
And he's like, well, these freaking people, please stop talking and just shoot me already. Oh my gosh.
I've been in that moment. Please get this over with. Just get it over with.
I think I'm living in a dream and something is going to smack me in the forehead.
Mm-hmm. And this guy's like, we have Red Jamie.
Exactly.
Like, this is a big freaking deal.
It's a good idea, though. You know what? Hey, maybe we just put a different name. And then I got to thinking, oh, is that what they're going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, I didn't read the books. I just watched it with you for the first time. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I was just really hoping they weren't going to kill him. Because how would the show go on?
Right.
Yeah.
It would just go on in Claire's time with the baby.
I love that he said that. Discrediting my brother's sworn word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Alias.
But then his brother's sworn word, and see, that's the thing. He would never even have to tell his brother that it happened or, you know, like any of that stuff. But, and see, I look outside and see all the red is like, looks like poppies to me.
Yeah.
And that just kind of, as a Canadian, you kind of go, and even I guess a lot of Brits too, because in the UK they use poppies as well as remembrance. So,
how many wars have been fought and the reasons why, right?
Oh, most of the reasons why are
political,
circled around men.
Well, and you know, back in this period, it was, you know, a lot of religious and just like you said, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Swinging dicks.
Swinging dicks.
There were queens back there that back then too that,
Mhm.
were pretty brutal.
Yeah, but usually following around
Yeah.
with the, what is mine
Yeah.
and religion and,
Yeah,
that must have
exactly.
been one pain in the ass ride or
Oh,
leg.
well,
Ugh.
and remember, he's still bleeding. Like I'm sure it's he starting to self heal a little bit, but
Yeah. But what it
he's
is,
lost so
it's
much.
starting to putrefy, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
the leg is infected now.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
of course, not helping laying in that dirty hay,
Well, and I'm sure that's not comfortable, right?
right?
You know?
His pain and laying with her pain.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm. But her
He's getting a
wanting to
second
birth,
chance.
her wanting to give birth naturally.
Yeah.
Hmm. That's why they shouldn't have went to the hospital in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
I couldn't imagine. Could you imagine being knocked out to have a baby? Like naturally. Like how does
Yep.
that happen? Do they just kind of push it out? I get it if you
Yep.
have a cesarean,
Mm.
but like just grab a foot or a head and just
Well, forceps and all
yeah,
that stuff were used. Yep. They just,
exactly.
yeah. Like places in the, I think it was like the 50s, 60s, and some early 70s, they would knock them out just to,
Yeah.
so they wouldn't have to fucking deal with them. And that's
Mm,
what it was.
yeah. Well, I had forceps used on my first baby. It came out looking like ET.
Uh-huh.
It took a few days for that to go away.
Right? Yeah.
I just
And
hate how snide he is.
I
And
know, right? Like she's an idiot, doesn't know how to, oh God.
yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't have lived back then. I could not have
Mm,
lived in that time
mm,
because I would have been really mouthy.
mm-hmm. Yep. Mom didn't even go into the hospital until, oh, she didn't go see a doctor until she was like 7 months pregnant with me.
Well, because she lived her life in the hospital, she didn't
Mhm.
want to have to go back.
Well, it's because she went in earlier and they told, like, I think she was like
Yeah,
5 months pregnant with me and they told her to abort me.
yeah. I remember that story because mom was so sick. They
Mhm.
told her she shouldn't have any kids, and you were baby number 3.
Yep.
She didn't care though. She
Yep.
wanted her baby.
Hmm. Yeah. Abort me at 5 months. And then still said it again when she went at 7 months for a checkup. And then she didn't go back until she was in labor with me. And then she was in labor with me 24 hours. And then I stopped coming.
Yeah,
And
and
they
they
sent me
sent her
home.
home. Yep.
Why
And
did
it
she keep
was,
me again?
but
Because I
you were
had hair.
still, yeah, you had hair.
She
You had
wanted
2
a
bald
boy.
babies and then a dark-haired lass.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh.
I love how she calls him
Uh-huh.
out.
Yeah.
Bastard. Yeah, good
Yeah.
for her.
Bastard.
Famous last words.
Uh-huh. Knock
But
her
can you
out.
imagine her waking up though, what that must feel like? Because
Yep.
remember what happened the
Mm.
last time she woke up, right?
Yep.
She had no baby.
Mm-hmm.
Look at his kilt, is just covered in blood.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him. He looks so terrible.
Uh, thank God we're seeing Jenny and Ian again.
Yeah.
I miss them.
Yes, I do.
Mm. Oh, jeez. He's like,
Oh,
what? I
yeah.
wanted to be dead.
And he looks confused, right?
Yeah. He's like, why? Then I sent her away for nothing?
Could you imagine?
Mm-hmm.
I would think at this point, knowing that I was alive, I would be writing letters to her, hoping she'll find them in the future.
Right. Right.
Yeah. But then
But
he doesn't know where she is, right?
yeah. And he also is like going to be an outlaw and,
Yeah.
hunted and
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
See, she
Yep.
said it exactly like
Exactly.
that before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is it dead? Aw.
Mm. Mm. Did I just burp on air?
No, I didn't hear a burp.
Oh, good.
I
Thanks.
didn't hear a burp. Aw, this little cutie. Aw, it's a Gerber baby.
And that's what happened. That's where the connection is. He gave her her healthy baby.
Yes.
That's what, and regardless if it's Jamie's baby,
Yeah.
it was him that handed her her healthy baby.
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
Aw. And she let him
yeah,
kiss her.
of course,
you know?
because that was it.
And she sees how happy he is,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what she does, he forgives, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah. It's
Aw.
that's what a baby can do.
Yeah. Mask all your troubles
Uh-huh.
for a little while.
Yeah. For a little while.
Babies don't fix them, but they sure
Nope.
are cute to have around.
Yeah.
Aw. I remember that euphoric feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this woman just had to go in and wreck the whole damn thing.
I think that woman is not just a nurse, but she's one of the gossipy. Yeah, that's
Gossipy.
it. Gossipyest. That's it. Little bitches ever.
Okay, get the little bitches, not the
Yeah.
gossipiest.
There, gossipyest.
Still not right.
My mouth is too fucked up. I tell
Oh
you,
my-
it doesn't work out that way. Ah, man. Yeah, she was rotten.
SISterical!
Oh, sometimes it's nice to read these ones that you get little blasts from the pasts in. And this one's from Gozers_bitch on Reddit.
Yeah, we can both definitely relate to this. So, my sister was napping in her room with the door shut. I took the plastic mat from my dad's office and placed it in front of her door, bottom side up. So keep in mind, the bottom of the mat has little spikes on it to keep it from sliding on the carpet. Then I yell for her to come quickly, acting like I hurt myself. She runs out of her room, disoriented and on the upside down plastic mat. So all I remember after that was a lot of crying and screaming from the both of us. She was crying from the numerous puncture wounds on the bottom of her feet, and me from the ass whooping I got my dad gave me afterwards. I remember those mats, and I don't know why they always ended up flipping up for some reason. Always.
No idea. And you know what? My husband and I were just talking about those mats like the other day for some reason. And boys are so dumb. Like they used to take those mats and line them down their hallway and run on them upside down.
I guess no different than running on fire coals, right? People do that. Maybe it was a boy hormonal ritual. I don't know.
Yeah, when they were like 7 and 8, they used to flip them over, put them in their hallway, and run up and down them. Like, I was like, why?
Do they make them anymore?
Yeah, they do. They still make them. They still make them for like big hallways in like office buildings and stuff like that, especially in Canada, right? Because we walk through mud
carpet to keep warm. So I wonder if anybody else had this issue. So we always had one in our house. Always, always, always.
Mhm.
And how do I end up with puncture wounds on top of my feet? Can anybody answer that? That used to always happen to me. Maybe it was at the front door and I was trying to slide my foot into my shoe and it got under the mat or something.
You would probably like put your foot under it to get some leverage to take your boot off, and then put your foot on top of it to pull that boot off, and you're just not very smart.
I remember that's where the hole in the top of my sock normally came from, was from the mat, or maybe
maybe it wasn't like adhered to the carpet and like trip under.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know. But
They're just interesting.
anybody else have some like terrible interactions with a Pokemat? I don't know. Like
Pokemat, not a
is that
Pokemon.
is that like few and far between? But I know you all had at one point or another those mats in your house, and if you want to share any stories on
Are you
mats that have
weird?
attacked
Are
you?
you like one of those weird people that ran up and down them for fun?
No,
That don't have a penis? Like, why? What?
But you guys, if you have any funny stories you want to share with us, again, same thing. Go to our website, SIssues.ca, or reach out to us. Send us a DM on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter.